At a high level, our objective is to be great storytellers en route to creating high-quality content to educate buyers and sellers. When thinking about how to create and organize our story, one consideration is that content must answer four fundamental questions asked by all buying organizations. 1. Why should I care about what you have to say? 2. What do you do? 3. Who else uses it? And 4. How does it work? Our story also needs to be produced and organized for busy buyers who are consuming more and more of their content on mobile devices. The implication is that our story should be told with video, which is easy to consume on mobile devices as opposed to reading large text-based documents, and these videos should be segmented into shorter episodes that are easier for busy professionals to consume. As an example, the most popular YouTube videos are 1 to 9 minutes long, with an average of 4 to 5 minutes. This provides a good benchmark for how long our videos should be. We also want to articulate our winning story. If you already have at least a few wins, then you actually have stories out there that describe what a customer bought and why. These customers also represent who else uses what you're selling. In other words, these are your best stories from the field, the stories that turn potential buyers into customers. The trick is turning these stories into data that can be used to derive insights that can drive our storytelling and messaging framework. We also leverage our subject matter experts to help with our storytelling. This approach is especially helpful when we don't have any wins to draw insights from. That said, let me describe story development and assessment. Our primary deliverable is a story architecture with an accompanying messaging framework. The story architecture segments the overall story into smaller modules that each answer why, what, and who questions. In addition, the messaging framework provides additional story elements in text form that are used to drive all collateral implementation. We also want to create the story architecture and messaging framework from the insights derived from your winning stories in the field and expertise drawn from your subject matter experts. To do this, we conduct interviews with the winning sales teams and subject matter experts using a standardized set of questions. One optional deliverable from interviewing the winning teams is the creation of internal win slides and stories. These not only include the wins summarized on a single slide, but also detailed speaker notes to describe the entire story. Next, we perform a story analysis across the story data. Think of each question asked as an API and the answer provided as the story data. We can then normalize this data to identify patterns that will become the insights we use to drive our story architecture. Once you can visualize your overall story, you can assess the quality of it. This assessment typically involves an in-person workshop, where we work together to develop an even better story if we think there is room for improvement. If we identify gaps in the story, we can conduct additional interviews with winning sales teams and subject matter experts. Ultimately, we feed the data from the in-person workshop and additional interviews into our story analysis, which in turn creates an updated story architecture and messaging framework. Once you're happy with your overall story, we can begin story implementation. We suggest recording video for each module described in the story architecture. Also, you should assign each episode to the person whom the field would most like in front of their customers, discussing the content scoped in that episode. We can also create traditional text and slide-based content, such as customer presentations, two-pagers, public case studies, sales accelerators, etc., from the messaging framework. We can even create books and online classes that repurpose each episode into chapters to educate both buyers and sellers on your overall story. When you're done, we will have created your overall story segmented into less than 8-minute episodes. If you're interested in learning more, please watch the episode How to Implement Story Development and Assessment. Thank you so much for your time.